So BDMD, I didn't send you this one, but I believe this was just the next day after the one I was sending you. So this was a biotech company. I mean, you see right here, I'm going into that top gainer, and that's going to show you most of the stocks I play, right? But right here with BDMD, they go from 1 to 9, right? That shit's crazy. 900% right there. That number, just think about that, right? So it goes from 1 to 7, pulls back and does something else. I mean, there's people that play it both ways, on that first one and on that second one. For me, that's a lot more risky. They did have good news. It didn't show up on Webull, but you see the volume is crazy, 89 million. Pre-market, I don't even know what they traded, but this ended up going, I didn't touch it, but this would have been a nice play and a good example to really mess with. And you got people that will, like I said, play that first one, but those second ones are so much more risky. Right here's the main stock that I had showed you that I played. Let me see where it was. Why? Yep. So right here, and I was in at 114, and like I told you, I was out in the 130s, 120s, 150s, crazy percentage, right? Because if you're in a stock that's $1, just think about it. $1.10 is 10% up. $1.20 is 20% up. And I like stocks at those prices because obviously people are gonna buy more. Obviously they're thinking to trade penny stocks, right? And the stock's $1 or $2 or $3. That's what they're looking for, opposed to maybe something 7, 8, 9, which there's still many plays in those. But right here's my sales. Make sure you don't ever let these videos get in somebody's hands, because some of this got to be coursework, in terms of why I would play some of these, but who knows, they might get some freebies on YouTube, right? So anyway, let me go back there on this chart. I think this is the 3-minute, right? So as you see, I got stopped out, I got stopped out in my first attempt right there. I think I had bought it upwards in the high dollar or whatever, knowing that it's still going to do what it does. But, I ended up having to cut because I'd rather cut and come back than just keep holding it and take the loss and say, oh, well, it might come back. And it really did. But at the same time, you do that and you end up down 30% when you could just be down 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know what I mean? So knowing that if it's going to play out, you're going to have another opportunity to buy. You see what I'm saying? And I'm sick right now. I hope you can catch what I'm saying in the mic or whatever. But yeah, it's like I knew, okay, I see the pattern, I see the stock, I know certain things, whatever, all the indications. And in my head, I'm like, okay, by the end of the day, this stock is probably going to be up towards $2, right? Towards 150, towards 170, towards 180. I didn't think it was going to go that high. It did. And you see, this is the daily chart right here. This is key. You know what I mean? This is super technical, and this is, a little bit further, but just so you can see it, why not? And as you see as well on this one, look at this one. Like, I could have got in on that second one. Yeah, so I could have got in on that second one, but like I said, that's so much more risky, you know what I mean? And it's another pattern in my eyes, you know what I mean? It's the same stock. At the end of the day, I could just say, or anybody could say like, oh, well, it's just going to keep going up, whatever, whatever. Why wouldn't you just buy the dip, or why wouldn't you buy it as it breaks out? And there's so many different ways. Like, you going to see that, right? Because there's a group of traders, they'll trade it all the way up. Many, many people. For me, though, and trading in that method, I just feel like you're risking more, right? You're risking more with a higher potential downside, right? So if it's at 10 and we're buying it at 10, but we was buying it at 7, we're risking 30% more on the down. So whatever. Back to this INTZ.